Hi there, we'll just take a look at how you can add content to the page, either directly onto the page or into picture frames. So the type of content you could add includes raster images, of course, but you can add Affinity documents, that's Affinity Designer, Photo, and Publisher files themselves, and also PDFs. And you'll also be able to add text files too, that'd be for Microsoft Word, DocX, and RTF files. So let's just take a look at this two-page spread. And I want to add content either onto the page on the left spread or into particular frames on the right. So I'll go to Files, Place, and I'll select my files either by marquee select of all or by Command Select. So that's Command Select on Mac and Control Select on Windows. So with the Command key down, I will choose this Affinity Publisher document, this PDF, this Microsoft Word document, and an Affinity Designer document with artboards and 2 images. And I'll click Open. So immediately I get this temporary Place Images panel. And this only shows when I'm loading up multiple files for placement. So I'll come down and I'll just select this bottom image. Now the selection is just a way of indicating that when I come onto the page, that particular file will be placed. So it's not a drag and drop operation. So I'll just select this file here and I'll come up to the top left-hand corner and I'll drag down and place the image where I'm snapping to the spine of the spread there. So I'll also add the other content now. So this particular file, which was a Affinity Publisher file, I'll just pop into here, into that frame. This is a PDF, which I'll pop into here. And this one is an image. I'll drop that there. And we're left with 2 files. Now one's a designer file, and I'm going to place that in the bottom left-hand corner. So I'll just select that, and I'll drag it outwards. And that's kind of like an advert that I want to put in on the right-hand spread. And the last thing to add is a Word document content, and I can just hover over this particular area and just do a paste there. I'll just get rid of that underline, make it body text. Okay, so now let's have a look at the different things you can do with this place content. So clearly, if we have an Affinity document or a multi-page PDF document, we can do some quite clever things with that because we can change the page to view from the picture frame. So in this instance, if I just use the Move tool and select the picture frame there, and double click on the picture frame to select the content within it, you'll see that on the Move Tools context toolbar, we have some options there which allow us to choose the spread to view. In this case, we'll have page 2, page 3, and we'll go with page 1 again. That just shows you can cycle between the page to display. Identical approach with the placed Affinity Publisher file, which is in a picture frame. So if I double click that, you'll see we have the spreads, page 1, page 2 of 3, and page 4 of 5. Well, we'll go back to page 1 for the moment. I think I'll choose 2 and 3 actually, that's better. Okay, so one of the other things is the designer file. So if we just select that, if you look on the context toolbar when the designer file is selected, you'll see that there are options to display the actual artboard which was in the original designer file. So I can choose, instead of Nifty Labels black, Nifty Labels green, Blades mark, and so on. but I'm going to go back up to choose the original black. Okay, so that's placing content taken care of. So now let's look at how you can scale the content within the picture frame. So taking this particular picture frame at the top, if I just go and click this picture frame properties option on the context toolbar, that's with the move tool selected, by the way. I can click there and you can see it's set to scale to maximum fit. So this means that the picture will scale, but it will fit perfectly within the picture frame and not leave any letterboxing or spacing either side, above or below. So the aspect ratio is maintained in this instance, so this is a good default option. You can also scale to minimum fit, stretch to fit, which breaks the aspect ratio, or set to none, which is no scaling. So I'll go back to scale to maximum fit and I'll just click cancel. Now the next image down, if I just select that and then go to the same option, that's picture frame properties, is set to stretch to fit. Now I didn't actually want this, so I want to change this to scale to maximum fit. And you can see that's changed the look, and it's now got a correct aspect ratio and it hasn't been stretched. But I want to do something different on this image, and I want to instead just show you how you can kind of manually modify the position of the picture within the picture frame. And I can do that. I'll just quickly get rid of the other picture frames for the moment so we can focus on this one. Zoom to selection, just come out a little bit. And what I'll be able to do here is just use this zoom slider under the image just to kind of like zoom into the image. Notice how it's zooming from the center, and that allows me to get a kind of more focused view on the scene. But what I can do is by coming back onto the picture frame area, you can see these two options. I could first of all rotate if I wanted to. I'll just show you that in a second. But importantly, in combination with that zoom, I can use this pan control in the center there. And that allows me to actually just move this image around to get a better composition there. I quite like that kind of area there with this lady's hair in the foreground. Now, if you find sometimes that you get kind of a snapping behavior, that's kind of like a little bit awkward, you can press the Alt key, that's Option key, and you'll find that you've got free movement there and there won't be any snapping. And then when you're happy with the general positioning, so that's kind of fine there, just release the Alt key. And if I switch the images back on and zoom out a little bit, I've got the image exactly framed as I want it. Okay, just want to show you a couple of quick things that you might be interested in finally. I can select a particular image, and then with the Move tool enabled, you'll notice on the context toolbar there's this image details panel which pops up. And here you can control the scaling and the DPI of that image if you want to size in that way. So I want to scale to 75%. And you see with this linked symbol enabled, it will scale in both dimensions. I can reset that to, say, the center of the page. And if I wanted to, I can click to reset to native dimensions. So I'll just click that. And it goes back to 100%. Now you can also control the image DPI. So if I wanted to drag the slider and set a specific DPI value, again with the underlying, or rather the opposite DPI value for width or for height changing too. Okay, so I'll just undo that back to how it was. And then I'll just show you that on this particular picture frame. If I select the picture instead of the picture frame, I'll still be able to access the same options there. So it works on picture frame content as well as placed images. Now if I wanted to replace this image, I can use this replace image option and choose a different particular file. So I'll choose that one there, click open, and that replaces a file there. And similarly for documents, if I just expose the contents within the picture frame, this particular embedded document can be replaced with another. The final thing about Canvas this time, so if I can choose to uncheck clip to canvas, and you'll find that the image area will extend beyond the page edge and the bleed preview, and you can see that going onto the canvas. So that's useful if you've got images with content of visual interest outside the page area, or you want to place content there.